All right, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I'm looking on here because it shows me that my live streams or my other restream stuff is on. But it's Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland, excuse me, y'all, from the Couch Conversation Show. Wait a minute, Real, I see your I see your invite, bro. I see your invite. I just wanted to talk a little bit, right? All right, family. I just wanted to come on here and show some love today. My heart is a little heavy. My heart is a little heavy. I'm not really here for a lot of chaos and confusion. Let me put it like that. When things start getting real chaotic, like if I'm on somebody else's platform and I come up as a guest or panelist, to support you, I'm not for a lot of chaos and confusion. I just want to make that real clear. I keep telling y'all, when I get loud because I'm used to speaking out. So I get real loud because I keep telling y'all the type of work that I do as a human rights advocate, as a community activist, as a community organizer. When you fight against corruption or when you see things coming your way, right, I tend to rear up. I'm sick and tired of telling y'all that. I'm tired. And then you think, oh, he don't have no control. He don't have this, he don't have that. Yes, he do. I tell you every time. Mainly if I feel like you coming at me, if you're going to talk with me or to me, don't talk at me. Because if you talk at me, I'm going to go up because I feel like you coming for me. It's a natural response. And I keep telling you, if you come at me like that, because I'm used to fighting out with this right here, my mouth, I'm going to get loud on you. It's not personal. And I'm tired of trying to explain that to people, mainly people on TikTok. Because I'm dealing with a lot of people with my housing program, right? That has to sign up. Check it out. Before you come in, you got to sign up for the mental health program. Did you miss what I just said? Before you come into my housing program, you have to sign up for the mental health program. So that means when I do my intake, I'm evaluating you. So it's not to be smart, but it's something that's not right with us on TikTok. So when you come at me, I see signs of the type of people that I normally deal with before I bring you into my housing program. I see those psychological issues. And I try not to judge a lot of y'all in that sense. But when you come for me and I tune in on you, I'm going to see that behavior. So what I do is not just to me, it's not personally as you, it's that nonsense behind you. Normally we call it an evil spirit. You might not realize it, but when you're dealing with somebody in a spiritual sense and you come at them like attacking them and you coming all at once, I'm going to rear up because that's what I do. And be honest, I'm sick and tired of telling y'all that. If you direct me, right, and I'm talking about a spiritual gift. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Hey, do you have a blue magic marker?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't have a blue. All right. But look, if you, like, personally come to attack me, I'm going to tell you right now that thing rise up in me because my mouth is my biggest spiritual weapon for war. I keep telling y'all that. I keep telling y'all, and it's not that I'm being smart. I know where I'm at. So if you come and we talking, we're going to talk. But if you come in with an attack, it's I'll see you, but I'll see that evilness attached to you that's trying to attack. You might not realize it, but this is what happens when you tend to have a special gift on your life. When you come at me, I see the individual, but I see that darkness behind you as well. So what I have a tendency of doing, I'm going to raise up because I'm rising up, right? And my mouth, and I tell y'all all the time, is my biggest weapon when it comes to fighting for the body of Christ. And y'all miss it every time. You miss it every time. And I tell y'all that. My mouth is my biggest weapon. So the way I'm starting to look at things, it is not safe for me to go on other people's social media platforms. It's not safe. Because if I go on Ron Versation's platform, right, I come to support Ron. And be honest, a lot of times I don't even want to open my mouth. Because I know when I open up my mouth, people tend to get offended. Because I don't come on TikTok or my Facebook page, all of that. And I don't come on here sharing my opinion. I don't come on here sharing my ideas. I don't come on here sharing what I think. Because if I have not experienced anything that you are going through to help you come out of it, I'm not going to say anything. I will encourage you and motivate you to hang in because it's a lesson there to be learned. But if I have not experienced what you actually going through in your life, I'm going to shut my mouth and let somebody else try to feed you the process of recovery. That's what I'm about. And I tell y'all, I'm coming up on 33 years clean. January the 26th, 2026. January the 26th, 2026. I have 33 years clean, a day at a time. My journey is spiritual. Even though, and I'm going to show you this because I say it every time, for some of y'all, it flies right over your bald head. As a Christian man, and I say that because I'm not talking about the religion. I'm talking about emulating Christ's humility. It's in Philippians, the 2nd chapter, verse 1 through 11. It talks about emulating Christ's humility. And I'll say imitating Christ's humility by being loving, kind, considerate, thoughtful, all that good stuff. I'm talking about your character as a human being. I'm talking about your personality. And it flies right over a lot of y'all heads. And that's why I say, as a follower and a lover of Jesus Christ, I don't get caught up in the color and all that. I know how Revelations described him, but I don't get into the colors and all that because people might not see that. So I don't want to discourage you from whatever you believe in. Now, I don't know if God allowing stuff to happen, right? So I can just focus on my stuff. My live stream platform, my couch conversation show. I don't know if that's what he's doing, but I notice every time I connect with somebody and I feel like I'm in a safe place with them, it's always some bull crap that tends to separate us. And I am not. I'm telling you, if I feel comfortable on your platform and all of a sudden all this chaos and confusion come and you allow it, and then gonna turn around and blame me for certain things, man, you and I starting to, you and I starting to beef, nah, that ain't where I'm supposed to be. And no disrespect to nobody, I'm going to remove me. I'm too old for this bull crap. I'm 63 years old. My goal is helping to encourage people, empower people, motivate people, helping them move forward. My goal is coming with solutions, and the people that I work with and the people that I do things with, we all about solutions. We're about solutions. And if that's not where you at, my thing is don't come near me. If you like to keep it going, the drama going. If you like to keep the drama going, please don't come my way with it. That's all I ask. You ain't got to stop. Dr. K, if you see this, you know I love you. Whenever I'm on a platform, I want you to come up because I know by you being a psychologist, let me make sure I'm saying it right. Because you're not like a psychologist. I want to make sure I say the name right. Right? Because it got so many psychos in it, right? But I know you're not that professional psychiatrist. That's what I'm trying to get to. You're not a psychiatrist, but you're working towards it. Whenever I'm on a platform, Dr. K, if you're looking, and I invite you up because I know you have good news to feed people. That's why people like you, when I'm on somebody's platform and I know it's spitting positive information, that's why I love when you come up. My goal is not to criticize, it's not to hurt nobody, it's not to belittle nobody, but let me make this real clear to you. As a human being, if I feel like you trying to attack me, coming for me, I can't do nothing but defend myself, and I'm going to go up. Don't you think I'm going to sit there and just let you belittle me? You got something wrong with this. You got something wrong with this when you feel like you can just sit back. Oh, shut up. Well, I do this, and say that to you. That goes to show me you definitely ain't got it all. You ain't got it all. Man, if you want to talk with me, we're going to talk. But you don't tell me shut up like you belittling me. No, you don't. Because then when I start telling you kiss this, kiss that, oh, he's supposed to be this, he's supposed to be that. No, look where you went. And I just joined you. So guess what? I'm stepping out my character. So when I start stepping out my character, to stoop down to your level, then it's time for me to move. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. And if I come up on your platform and I like your platform because I respect the host, sometimes it's kind of hard when you respect the host to just remove yourself like that. But guess what? I'm not going to keep letting people come for me any kind of way. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's what y'all do on TikTok. You tear each other down. Don't bring it over here. Y'all are verbally, emotionally, and mentally and spiritually abusive to each other. Because you can't get to them physically. So you do it like this. This is what you do. You want to beat each other down mentally. Well, verbally, mentally, and emotionally. You want to tear each other down, and you proud of that. And I do my best not to feed into it. But when you come at me too much with it, I can't do nothing but back you off. That's my way of backing you off by getting loud. That's my way of telling you back down. And if you don't catch it, that goes to show me how really messed up you still is. Because if I start getting loud, if you coming at me, and I feel like you attacking me, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to go up. But that's my way of telling you to back down. Catch the freaking hint. And I hate to say it, but a lot of y'all on TikTok, right? And I ain't lying. I know my clients, a lot of my clients deal with psychological issues. God damn. Woo! I'm telling you. Some of y'all on TikTok, because of the way you come, and I'm telling you, when I see it and I look at my clients, when they first come in, you don't recognize certain things. They write it down and tell you what's what, right? But once they begin to act a certain way, I understand why they're doing it. 9 times out of 10, they off their meds. When their mind get to racing and their mouth like this, I see it. When you constantly want to overtalk people and you don't want to hear nobody or you want to interrupt people and y'all try to say that's me. Number one, I told y'all in order for me to help my clients, I got to listen to them. That means shut my mouth. So I know how to better work with them. So I know what direction to guide them in. It's certain people that have platforms on here, right? I understand, right? And what she does, she embraces SA survivors, right? It's called SA Survivor Support. And she invited me over to a platform. Healthy platform. Tea Talking. Healthy platform. But you have to watch sometimes when people come on there to actually destroy what you're trying to do. And be honest, because I'm familiar with those type of behaviors, I can spot it in people. So if you on T-Talk and I'm there and I spot that unruly behavior and I say certain things to you and you don't bring it down. Now, mind you, I already know your mind is racing. I already know you speeding. I already know that. Here, I already know. So I'll say certain things, but I have to get a little bit louder than you to bring you down. So when you have people that's in having an episode, and a lot of times they moving all about, they doing this, they doing that. You have to find a way to come in to soothe them down. I'm very good with that. But then that's with one individual. But when you got about 5 or 6 feeling like they're coming for you, it's like you here, you there, you here, you there. And the best thing I can do now is back up like this. It's too much coming at one time. And what I have a tendency of doing when my client's mind is like speeding. Their mind is speeding. Like I hear a lot on here. With their mouths, their mind, they're speeding. So the way I work with them, I have to find a way to throw something in to catch their attention to bring it down. So yes, I am going to go up because that's my way of gaining control back over that out of you know that mind. So I'll go up because I have to get louder too to bring you down. So if a lot of y'all don't understand what it's like to work with people with certain disorders, please shut up. I do this for a living. Basically, when you got people that's out of control, now you got to come in with I was going to say intervention maintenance, right? But you have to step in to resolve whatever the issues are and slow it down or calm it down. You don't start pointing fingers. And last night, what happened, fingers was being pointed at me on something I didn't even do. Now, I'm on my live. And if you don't like the way Steve Copeland talk, keep it moving. I'm not here to impress nobody. This is my couch conversation show. This over here is my broadcast network show. So when I come on, if you don't like the way I address things, keep it moving. But guess what? Any man or any king that's real about himself and he hear me, he know I'm one real brother. They know that. We know each other because that's real, that's recognizing real. Real, recognize real. Just like this brother was coming for me last night. Gonna talk this bull crap. Yeah, because I'm an old something. I do this and do that. You ain't older than me. So my thing is, I understand you want to call yourself an OG. You want to call yourself an OG. Okay, you don't threaten another OG. Man, that's real. And that's all I was trying to tell him when he came for me. You do not threaten another OG. Then y'all want to sit up here and talk about this coon this and this coon that. Not with this one here. The way I look at it, thank God he turned my life around. A lot of y'all know Saul's story. Stick to Saul's story. Before Saul became Paul. Remember what he used to do? And I'm getting real disappointed. And I'm getting really discouraged. Because my goal is not to hurt nobody on TikTok, and y'all hate that. Y'all want to put me in that category, right, where people have sites where they let each other tag each other, talk bad about each other, throw up all of these gifts to get them off the panels because you know that's the way they make money. That's not how I roll here. That's not how I roll. And I keep telling y'all over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Over and over, over and over and over and over, over. When I come on TikTok, this is business for me. This is the way I promote my talk show. This is the way I advertise my talk show. This is the way, and I'm talking about the Couch Conversation show, the Teen Talk show, Strengthen the Community, my LLC, the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. That is my housing program. This is promotion for me. This is advertising for me. So if you think he bragging, he boasting, yes, he is. Because I'm trying to encourage and motivate people, let people know the business that's out here that can help them. But when y'all come for me, you don't want me to share the information to help inspire other people. You don't realize that's what you're doing. Because you always saying that. You always saying that. That's called promoting and advertising. If I can get a signboard, I'll get one of those too. Eventually, I probably will. But that's what it's called. And a lot of you so freaking closed-minded, you don't get it. And I tell you every time. Like my mouth, as a community activist, as a community organizer, as a human rights advocate, my mouth is what I use when it comes to fighting against corruption. My mouth. Y'all the one got a problem with it, not me. I love being loud. I love it. Sometimes I do have to calm down, though. I do. But anybody that knows me, see, y'all don't know me. Anybody, and I'm talking about in Baltimore City, our politicians, our religious people, church-going people, everybody that knows me, this is a ministry for me. What's up, Kofi? This is like ministry for me. I keep telling y'all. So why would you tell me how to conduct myself? But when it comes to me fighting for our people, when it comes to me fighting for our people, civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, get it. Our politicians know Steve Copeland don't play. That's y'all bull crap. Oh, I wouldn't this. I wouldn't that. That's because you're a piece of your chicken. I already know that. I already know. I already know that a lot of people, us, are afraid to step up for what we want in life. I already know that. You are a chicken. Then you get on these social medias like TikTok, right? Where you come under fake names, and then you want to terrorize your own freaking people. And y'all think it's cute. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to be at war with each other. But then y'all gonna holler, the white man is, and the white man that, and the white man is, and the white man that. Like black and white is the only people exist on this planet. Well, the white man is, and the white man that, and why are you looking for the white man for this and the white man for that? And I tell you, send me $5, donate to the foundation, you can't do it. Well, but the white man is, and the white man that, and we need to come together, and we need to join together, and we need to do this, and we need to do that. We need to go to another planet. Why? So we can continue unaliving each other. We don't need to get along together now. We can't even get along now. And then you talking about we need our own place. Look at what's happening now. It's us. It's us that's taking us down. Some years ago, Kofi, if you still right there, in Baltimore City, I think it was around about 2017, we fought to get the spy plane over Baltimore City. A lot of people came up against us about that, right? But the spy plane was to help encourage our people that's pure in each other, taking each other down, right? And not just through the pew, but just unaliving each other, right? The goal was to slow it down, to let you know that if you go from your house to this place right here to take somebody out, we can track you with that camera. From the house you came out of to where you went to commit that crime and where you went after that. And this is what I was sharing with our young guys in the community. And I told them, I said, y'all ain't got to worry about nobody snitching on y'all because your behavior is going to tell on itself. So how many of y'all had the balls to go back into the community and talk with our young men like that? Oh, no, they don't want to change. They don't want this. They don't want that. They don't want nothing. That's all y'all do. So we told them about the plane. We eventually got the plane here, even though the politicians fought against us. Because money comes from crime, from people pain and misery. So they fought us not to get the plane here. But eventually it came to help reduce it. It's supposed to have been up for a year. 6 months into it, they got rid of it. Now, because I was part of that team, right, I was able to talk about it because you can't gag me for certain things. So I can talk about certain things to encourage, to promote. That's what I do. Y'all want me to sit back and try to be all proper. Excuse me. Well, see, that's the way you do stuff, and that's the way you do stuff. That's not how I do it. When I come, they know Steve Copeland is real. He's serious about what he's saying. But now, y'all know, this is my talk show. So I act a certain way here. But say like if I'm at City Hall or in a community, because I want to say where it started. In the community, right? Then City Hall, then Annapolis, then DC. No, do you think if I go out to them places like that, I'm going to be up there yelling and screaming in that sense? Yeah, I'm going to get loud. Don't get it wrong. I'm going to get loud. Because 9 times out of 10, it's a topic that I'm going to have to speak on. That's how I know a lot of y'all don't know nothing about community activist stuff or being a human rights or civil rights advocate. We speak out. We get loud. Some of us. Because we feel like we at war. And that's why y'all miss it. Then you have some people, right, that speaks a little bit more, you know, conservative and intellectual stuff like that. But when you're out, no, I'm not going to present myself in a certain way. But guess what? They know what I mean when I say what I say when I'm out. And a lot of people that follows me know they get Steve. It's a lot of people from Baltimore City on my Facebook page starting to follow me on TikTok now. They trying to build up their platforms. And I support them. Some of my church members over here now. Some of my nieces over here now. My son, my daughters on TikTok. That follows me to platform to platform. My children already know their father's not a joke when it comes to fighting for our democracy. You don't never tell me how to deliver a message. Don't you ever do it. I didn't understand, be honest with you, I've always been a big mouth person. But I didn't understand why I got so loud until somebody sent me something that said, look up this right here, spiritual warrior. Spiritual warrior. And I looked it up and it described me to a T. Mainly with my mouth. My mouth is the biggest weapon for the body of Christ. I'm not going to apologize to none of y'all for that. If you don't like the way I deliver something, bye. Because it's not for you. So don't take it personal. It's just not for you. Hey, Punch, it's just not for you. And I understand that. Sometimes when I come on here, I don't know who might need to hear whatever I say out my mouth. Y'all the ones that try to interfere with that. Because when you come on, you judging all this. I already know what you're doing. You judging this. But you're not, or you hearing this here, but you're not listening here. I already know. Already know. Already know. A lot of y'all don't know. I speak plain, simple English in layman terms. As simple as I can put it. And it flies right over your intellectual head. And that's what blows me away. So plain, so simple. Look at the words I'm saying. So plain, so simple. That's where my vocabulary is at. When you have a 9th grade vocabulary. Now, when it comes to looking up words and stuff like that, that's different. I can get a better understanding of what this word means, what that word means. But when it comes to putting it into a sentence, I said, I'm not going to do it unless I really understand how to put it there, right? But if you don't know how to put certain words there, it's going to really make you sound kind of... That's why when I open up my mouth, I'm telling y'all, I already know whenever I talk, it is so plain and so simple, it flies right over your head. And it's called layman terms. What I had to do was dummy down with the stuff I say out my mouth, and y'all miss it every time. Already know. I can have somebody right here, and I can talk to y'all. They'll repeat everything I say out my mouth, and y'all will get it. But it's like when I said you don't get it. But I understand it's not for everybody. Because it's just that plain and simple. We had a beautiful conversation on here yesterday, right? Miss Leo, Flo, I didn't know they was into politics and all that stuff the way they was, right? The way they are. And we was on here yesterday, y'all, and we was talking about something about the first. Well, let me try to get it back. If I'm not mistaken, Miss Leo was talking about how some of these private investors for the prison is suing the city because they're not making the money off the prison system the way they was looking for it. I was like, what? Because not enough people going to prison. Did y'all hear about that? That these investors are suing the cities because they are not arresting a lot of people to put in prison so they can actually go to that big old slave plantation. Did y'all know that? And see, this is the type of information, when I learn about certain things, the goal is to educate y'all, to help y'all understand what's happening around us. But no, y'all, when I talk, it's like, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't. Let me see, can I see this guy name on TikTok? I follow him a lot, and I post a lot of his stuff on the Facebook. When he started talking about, well, the civil courts is get ready to sue Trump for this, Trump for that. Now they get ready to talk about releasing the Epstein files. Breaking House Democrats release bombshell Epstein emails referencing Trump at his house with a victim. This is how I had to keep up with certain things too. And this is on TikTok. And I'll send it straight over to Facebook. Because I know so many people that support the Orange Man, and it disappoints me. They find a way to justify what this man is doing. But where R. Kelly at? Where Bill Cosby was at? So this is what I got to do, or go over to my other pages to check and see what is happening. Here you go right here. Let me see, can I get his name? Breaking news. White House paralyzed as dozens of Republicans break from Trump and more docs released.
Information come out,
and he's a reporter
in the trajectory of this
in DC. He lives in DC.
The past
he's a reporter.
Overnight, reading two things: Virginia Giuffre's memoir and more of the Epstein.
And he's talking about the Epstein file.
23,000 documents released by the House Oversight Committee, and there are options in there.
And I'm gonna tell y'all think I just run off at my mouth, right? Hearing stuff like this, and then looking at the Republican Party, knowing that this man was convicted. Well, the lady's talking about allegedly some of the things that he's supposed to have done, right? The same goddamn lawyer that was there when Bill Cosby did what he did, working with these women. So you know stuff going to come out. But it's a lot of us, here you go again. Y'all want to justify this man's behavior. Then we got Republicans breaking from Trump over Epstein. This is another one he put out. This is basically news. The political fallout with the newly released files revealed about him. So now, how would you, as a human being, period, how would you feel? Continue dealing with this person, right? Who violated children. I seen you, Monica. How would you feel? Just being close by him, knowing that these people was hurt. And what I said too, right? What I was just trying to read what you said, Monica. What I sent over to one of these platforms, the Republicans gonna support him, no matter what. No matter what, they gonna support him. They go to show you how sick some of our people is. Now I'm gonna say this, right? I thank God for the people. And I'm gonna say their names again. Thank you, Coco. Thank you, Kevin Snowden. These are other business partners, right, that I work with. I know. Look, Monica, I'm deep into that. That's why I want to go. But look, I just want to say I thank God, right, for the people that I have that works with me. Because one of the things when they start talking about like SNAP, when they started talking about SNAP, all right, Walking, congratulations, happy birthday to her. When they started talking about cutting SNAP back and stuff like that, right? Now, I'm sitting up here, mind y'all, because I work with the homeless and the less fortunate population. So my thing is, I'm looking at these farmers around in Maryland, and if it get to the point, like how much they might charge me for a tote. It's a pallet, but it's that tote, right? With vegetables and stuff like that to give back. But I just want to say thank God. All right, walking. But I just want to say thank God, right? That the mayor in Baltimore City did put like $10 million towards what's that? The Maryland Food Bank, stuff like that, so that they can get the food to be able to give back out to the community. I do want to say too, for people like We Ours Us, it's a lot of people doing food drives. It's a lot of churches doing food drives, right? And I'm just talking about in Baltimore because I can't speak for too many other places, right? But in Baltimore City. And it makes my heart feel good, right? Because I see other people's doing things, basically what I would love to be able to go do. I'm just trying to get my health back in order to be prepared to start running again. But I'm proud of the people that's already doing it. My goal is, since I can't participate in a lot because I get out of breath real quick now, is to just go sit around, show some love and support. That's where my heart is at. And I keep telling y'all over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and I'm going to keep going with it too. The goal with me, right, and I'm not by myself. I know I say me or I say I, because you know what? I keep telling y'all this over and over and over. I had to learn to humble myself before God, not nobody else. I had to learn to become obedient to what God called me to do. I can't say nothing about nobody else. I'm the one that had to embrace that calling on his life. I am the one that had to embrace that calling. So whenever you hear me and I sound like, and it might sound like my pride, my ego, stuff like that, we can say yeah, but don't take it in a negative way, because I call it courage. I call it confidence. I call it assurance, because I had to personally learn where I came from. Because from what I understand, if you don't know where you came from, you won't know where you're going. And I'm not talking about Africa. I'm not talking about Jupiter. And what really helped me to understand where I came from when I read Jeremiah. First chapter, verse 4. When God came to Jeremiah in a dream. Once I began to read that, it was like God was talking right to me. Said, I knew you, Steve Copeland, before the foundation of this world. I put everything in you that I called you to go do. and I be sharing this with y'all too. When I was doing my DNA, right? You know, and I said DNA, ancestry, right? It took me back like to the 1600s, and I seen royalty there as well. Now, mind you, if I go back, matter of fact, I think I'm on there, but I don't go as deep as I did before. But it took me back to like the 1600s, right? In some kind of way, I jumped from there and I went right into Jeremiah. I was guided to Jeremiah. And it took me away from all of this earthly stuff that we be looking at. And it was like God was talking to me personally and saying, Steve Copeland, I knew you before the foundation of this world. So right now, what I'm doing for a lot of y'all that like to criticize it, I know I've been called. I told my sponsor some years ago that in that basement on Clifton, I went out, right? And I told him, I said, it was like God and the devil was fighting over my body. And God won and brought me back. So basically, I was gone. And I knew I had a special calling on me. But I ran from that calling for the longest time. I didn't become obedient towards that calling until I turned 30, almost 31. That was a little over 32 years ago. So for a lot of y'all that don't understand, this is ministry for me. I keep telling you. I don't try to walk on water. I don't try to, if you don't step on the crack, you won't break your mother back. I ain't there with all that stuff, trying to be perfect. But I can tell you right now, a lot of stuff I used to do, I just don't do no more. So I understand repentance is a day at a time. A lot of y'all don't understand. Repentance is just for today, because tomorrow is not promised. So just for today, my goal is to strive to be the best man I can be for him, not y'all. So if you see this handsome face over here and you don't like the way I get loud and you don't like the way I get cut, you see I'm saying you. That's your problem, it's not mine. That's your problem. I'm sitting here with my legs crossed just to show you the type of man I am when it comes down to it. I ain't no joke. You can play whatever you want, but when it comes to this man right here, I am not no joke. And any queen that come in my life, she ain't got to worry about nothing. But now I'm old now, right? I'm old. I'm old. I'm 63. So I ain't in that little game thing no more, looking for no girlfriend. Somebody I can just go bang, bang, bang. And if I do, pretty soon, if I start banging, right, that's because I'm really interested in her. So if I start banging, then I'm going to make her my wife. Y'all the one want to go play them games and still act like you young, 40 and 50 years old. No. I'm older now. I ain't for that ripping and running and y'all talking about, what is it? How many bodies you got under you? That don't even sound right. That sound like the pew bodies. How many bodies you got under your belt? But I'm gonna look like asking a woman, hey girl, you fine as all outdoors. How many bodies you had? Come on. And y'all be doing that. Make me think y'all must be like this. Why am I going to ask you when I'm in this place? Only thing I want you to do is make sure it's right. That's all. And basically, a woman already know the size she like. She already know the size it's going to take to turn her completely on. You just better hope you that size. If you find yourself falling in it and you don't get no walls, that means you're not that size. You won't know till you get there. And then they know how to grip it. If you hitting it right. I be listening to a lot of y'all men on here. Y'all make me think y'all so immature when it comes to the man and woman. You already talking about knocking their brains out. No movies, no dinner, no let's walk in the park. No, let's walk a little bit. No romancing. Nope, I just want to knock you out. And I be listening to y'all. I'm like, oh my God, how old is you? Making me scared to start dating again. I went to the market today, fine little black thing. She said, how you doing? Do I know you from somewhere? That was her way of talking with me, right? I said, I don't know, your face look familiar. So she mentioned some areas, and I said, probably. And I told her like this, because, you know, by me being a community activist, a human rights advocate, you know, I'm basically all over. When like, you know, when I do what I do, I'm all over. So I said, you might have seen me somewhere before, because I tend to speak out a lot. So I might have been in, you know, her company at the time. And then she asked me, do I have a brother? Because she said, you look just like such and such, right? I said, yeah, I got a younger brother, but he's much taller than me. And he looks a little bit older than me. But I was telling her that, right? But other than that, come on. She said, this is a small world. What up, goddess? She said, this is a small world. I said, I know, because you never know who you know, right? As far as city-wise and all that too. You never know who you know. But the whole key with all that, family, I am getting so disappointed in TikTok. I am. And it's like I will stroll just to see like who might have something healthy I can go on. Because I'm tired of the bit back and forth. I'm tired of the arguing. When I open up my mouth, I talk about my personal experiences. Excuse me, y'all. And a lot of people get offended. Hey, goddess, because I talk from a personal level and they like to talk from here. And I'm going to tell you, to be honest, I know y'all call it, generalizing. I know y'all call it, what is that? Allegorical, something like that. I don't know if that's but y'all talk from a different planet to me. It's like y'all speak from a different planet. Sometimes you'll throw a little bit of something about yourself in when you're doing a prompt, but you'll talk about everything else but yourself. Then you got somebody that will come back and they want to rebuttal what you say. And that's when the chaos and the confusion start. They never catch it. Because now you going off of somebody's opinion to try to make your opinion a fact. I'm like, what? Yeah. You going off of somebody else's opinion to prove a point by sharing your opinion. And I'm watching a lot of people on TikTok, right? You're gonna go on like Google search or something, or go search something to prove a point to somebody, like facts, statistics. Do y'all know that's a collective? They interview people to put this stuff together, to be able to put it on the internet and stuff. So you have certain areas that the statistics does not really apply to, because it's coming up as a whole. And that's not how it works in all areas. Now I'm starting to realize this, right? Say like, I'm in the city. Then you got New York City. Then you got Detroit. Then you got, I'm talking about city-wise. Then you have people that's living near the boondocks or in rural places. So they don't have like community events in there, but they have a lot of, say like crime that might be happening around. But they don't have a lot of people that will come together to fight against these crimes or to slow a lot of stuff down. So now, if you're talking with somebody like me, but say like you in Alabama, you basically, or Mississippi, but I'm talking about in the rural areas. Yeah, the way y'all do things is gonna be totally different from the way we do it in the city. So when you're talking to somebody and you trying to share what's going on where you at, don't try to put the two together. Because if I talk about Baltimore City and you in a rural area, and I know mostly every area have ghetto places, right? But if you in a rural area and y'all don't have a lot of the community events in there or programs, then a lot of times when I share out my mouth, you might not get it. But if you the type of person that wants to start a program, wherever you at, you gotta start it. Then promote it like this. Get on TikTok. Get on like Facebook, Instagram. If it's no more than 45 minutes to an hour, get on one of these platforms like this and promote what you're doing in your area. I had people calling me, right? Like my phone's on silent now. I had to turn them off, because it kept ringing too much. But anyway, my thing is leave me a message. You leave me a message, I'm gonna call you back. And if you leave me a message about housing, I'm gonna call you back. Now, the building I can't bring nobody in because we had to shut it down. But now I'm working with Coco. So now I still got places to put y'all. And not only that, the people that I'm working with, Coco and Snowden, they can put you into a house. But if you don't have the money to afford a house, that's what I asked the lady the other day. I said, can you afford a regular rent? Now, Coco deals with a lot of other realtors and property managers and stuff like that. So basically, that's my right hand. You get me? Because I'm like, look, just call Coco, tell her Steve called you, blah, 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 told you. And I said, she'll work with you. Call Kevin Snowden. Tell him Steve Copeland told you to call him, blah, blah, blah. I said, he'll work with you if you're single. I thank God for them. If you want to get into 325 McEden Street, I'm going to tell you how much the rent is. So you got to make sure you got your first month's rent, and that's security. And hopefully, because of your background check, they won't charge you double. Because I don't want them to charge you double. But these are people that I'm working with to help get our people in the housing. I don't want them to discriminate against you because of your background. And a lot of y'all on TikTok that don't really know me want to sit back and try to discredit me. Not just TikTok. It's a lot of people know me in Baltimore City. They know I ain't about taking nobody's money, robbing people, stealing people, because number one, in order for you to come into the housing program, it's a temporary, you got to pay your way. I don't care. If you want a room, somebody gonna charge you a certain amount for that room. If that's too high, but you need a bed and you don't mind sharing a room with somebody, they're gonna charge you for the bed and you're gonna share a room. But it's a temporary thing. And it's a lot cheaper than trying to keep up with a payment with a hotel. It's a lot cheaper. And see, a lot of y'all don't know stuff like that. Y'all don't understand the process. Y'all be like, oh, but they homeless. You supposed to do this and do that for free. They don't do stuff for free. I don't get government funding. So in order for me to help you, you have to have some type of income, even if you're working. If you're working and you got a good job, but you know you can't get a great place, and you come and talk with me, the goal is to get you in a nice house. Just straighten up whatever needs to be straightened up for you to afford that house. I tell y'all this. Excuse me for the loudness with the food stuff. I just had to eat because this is like my first meal today. I get tired, y'all. And I am not going to keep apologizing because of my loud mouth. And a lot of y'all that been on platforms with me on TikTok, y'all know normally I'll sit there quiet and just listen. And if I'm asked to share something, if I'm asked to speak on the topic, I'm going to speak. And I tell y'all straight out every time, when I open up my mouth and I'm sharing on the topic, I refer it to myself. Like I might have experienced certain things in it. So I'm going to share it. And why do y'all tend to get offended? I'm only talking about me. And I'm so used to us. When somebody else is like with me, who's a speaker, who speak out, strong, powerful black man that speak out against, corrupt politicians and all this and that, you know what I mean? Because I got to watch certain things with TikTok. But when I speak out, I'm representing y'all against people that don't want to see us prosper. Sometimes you got to come hard. Even if you're not that hard, you got to come hard because that's how they take you serious. Mm-hmm. That's a good feeling to know your mayor, to know your council members, to know your delegates, to know your senators, to know your Congress member in your district. That's a good feeling. And to know that they recognize you. And y'all want to judge me for standing up for y'all. He talked too much. He loud. Hey, loyal, I'm sorry, Jess Rule. Y'all know how that makes me sick when y'all do that. He loud. Why are you so loud? And every time somebody say that to me, it makes me think, what is so wrong with you? If you realize when you hear somebody like myself, just realize you're listening to somebody different. Okay? Y'all listening to a person that don't have no problem coming up against evil. I tell you, I'm an ordained deacon. What y'all have a tendency of doing, if you know deacons or pastors or ministers that done a lot of stuff in the church, that's not Steve Copeland. Let me make that clear. That's not Steve Copeland. And if you put me in that category, that's your bull crap. Now, be honest with you, I know I can do what I want if I wanted to do it. In the church, or in the street, I know I can. Because I know who I am as a human being. I know who I am as a man. If I want something, I'm gonna go for it. I already know. To make this clear to a lot of y'all that like down in black men, I just refuse, thank God, a day at a time, not to play those games again. I can tell you about me. That's why I say I'm a retired sugar daddy. I'm a retired 304. Talking about the male version. And y'all gonna sit up there and say a man can't be a 304. I'm telling you about me. Rather I'm on the corner, rather I'm taking her to the mall, rather I'm taking her to the hotel after we come from the mall and the movies and the dinner, because that's all I want is the wang wang. How much you want? I remember doing all that. And I thank God a day at a time, I ain't on that tip. And I want other brothers to know, when we do talk, we can talk about stuff, and I want you to feel free. If you want to cry, if you want to yell, if you want to scream, you want to talk about the pain or the trauma that you might have been through when you was younger, like Grape, I'm talking about our men. That's what I want us to talk about. And just because something happened to you, that doesn't make you less than a man. And y'all need to stop that with people. A man, just because he cried, or just because he warm, or just because he's sensitive, I'm talking about me. But just because me, I'm still a man. And I'm sitting there and I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna make little skits, right? If I cry like a baby, I'm still a freaking man. Do you know how it feels when you balled up with a lot and you just getting it out and you crying about it? Sometimes it's not the pain itself, it's just the pride. You crying because of the release that you feel inside for getting that mess out. Y'all get it screwed. I was talking about something the other day, right? Started crying like a baby on my live because of a certain situation. And then the old school want to show up and handle it a certain way. See, a lot of y'all would have did it and then be behind bars later. Come on, dang, why did I do it? Why did I do that? That's why when it comes to my brothers, man, Queens, that's why when it comes to my brothers, I want y'all to know it's okay Come on. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to cry. It's okay to say, I'm tired. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of that. It's okay. It's okay to take a break. Because you don't owe nobody nothing but yourself. Greatness starts within you. I've been posting it. Greatness starts inside of you. Men, women, we already know the women are the most powerful things in our lives. I got 2 ex-wives. Amazing. I got 4 daughters. Amazing. I have a 22-year-old son. Amazing. I call him my superhero. I'm his dad, but I call him my superhero. He didn't grow up like I did. I was able to raise him better. He probably right there looking. And my daughters. When I do stuff around Baltimore City, I do stuff to try to make Baltimore City better. It's people that come up against me and have a tendency of accusing me of stuff that I ain't even doing. I ain't even know I did that. And I only come on here on TikTok, on my live stream, to share my experience, my strengths, and my hopes for others. My experience, my strengths, and my hopes for others to learn from what I'm saying out my mouth. If you stuck in certain areas of your life, or you have family members that you know that's stuck in certain areas, if I tell you I'm coming up on 33 years clean, I'm closer to 33 years now. It's just getting, next few months. But just for the day, right? Just for the day. If you have a family member that's caught up in the smugs and you don't understand why, I'm going to tell you personally, 9 times out of 10, they running from something that happened in their childhood. If you know they started acting a certain way from being a child and acting in a destructive way from childhood, 9 times out of 10, they hurting. That child too. They hurting and they trying to run. You might not pay attention to it, then you'll tell yourself, why he acting like that? Why is she acting like this? Sometimes you got to sit them down and talk with them, but you got to make them feel comfortable. You got to embrace them. You got to let them know you love them. So you hug them, you squeeze them. I love you. They got to feel it. Because if somebody broke that trust by touching them or doing something to them, they ain't going to trust you now. That's what the Teen Talk Show is all about. Giving our youth a voice. That's what the couch conversation is all about. Keeping life real. To thy own self be true. That's what the couch conversation is about. That's what this is about. I didn't say to thyself be a liar. I didn't say to thyself be a manipulator. It's called to thyself be true. And when you come on TikTok, and I'm telling y'all, I see it with a lot of y'all, you ain't talking about you. You're talking about everybody else but you. So you're not being honest with yourself. You're so busy ready to verbally, mentally, and emotionally attack somebody. When you start over talking and yelling and screaming, now if you come for me, you're going to get this right here. Because number one, you got to understand, after a while, I'm going to sit still for you. But when you keep doing it, I'm doing this. I'm like, Steve, don't, I'm doing this. And next thing you know, I'll come back. And then you'll turn around. Why you getting loud? Why you this and that? You don't remember what you just said? You don't remember where you took me? So now I'm going to respond like you. And a lot of y'all know what I do, but you want to challenge me on what I do with helping people. No, you don't have to challenge me, because when I see you act the way you act, you make me think my clients got more sense than a lot of y'all here on TikTok that need meds. And I try my best not to carry you in that area. But a lot of y'all that's on here need meds. A lot. A lot. A lot. Then you go around looking for people panels you can go on. Come right up on it. Don't even introduce yourself. Just running off at your mouth. I'll be like, oh my God, look at that. And for some reason in here, you think it's okay. You think it's okay. You think it's okay, and then you diss. You come up on somebody's platform and you disgracing the host, like y'all trying to tell me I was doing as a moderator. No, I'll let you up on my panel, right? But you're not going to disrespect the panel. If we're going to talk about something, we're going to try to keep it, constructive. Now, I understand feelings might come in. Don't get it wrong. But the goal is balance it back out. Because if you come up on here, and I got like 8 people up here, 2, 3 people just steady going like this, you going down. You gone. Because you're not going to do that here. Bad enough for the work I do, people looking at me to be perfect because I say I'm an ordained deacon. Oh, he shouldn't act like that. He shouldn't act like this. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hallelujah. Mm-hmm. They just titles. They titles. And be honest, I'm not. If I start screaming and yelling like I do, that's my war zone. If I start going up like this, be honest with you, mainly if you're coming for me. Because if you're coming for me and I feel like I'm being attacked, I'm going to rear up. I am. That's my way of trying to back you down off me. But no, a lot of y'all feel like you can come and do this and run off at your mouth at somebody and they supposed to shut up while you verbally, mentally, and emotionally abuse them? Yes. Mute your phone. Who the heck you think you talking to? Mute your phone. Because I want to tell you this. I want to tell that. Yesterday, I was listening to a lot. Look, y'all was running off at y'all mouth. You know what I did? I turned my volume down. I turned the volume down on my phone. Y'all were coming. I was like, okay, y'all want to listen? My volume went right down. I said, that's what I'm going to start doing. Let you talk to your goddamn self, because that's what you're doing. When you call yourself coming for me, I'm going to turn my volume down. If I don't drop. I drop to shut your mouth. Oh, he ran. Nope, I dropped. So you can shut your mouth. Y'all better open up your eyes. That's my way of saying I don't feel like hearing that bull crap. Think you can come for me. If you was in my housing program and disrespect me, I'm going to tell you about it. But I know a lot of y'all not in my housing program. But if you in my housing program, I'm gonna tell you bye. You don't step up in my business and disrespect me. If you reached out to me and said, Mr. Steve, can you help me? And I help you. I bring you in. I know for a fact, about 2 months after you being into my housing program, that other person will show up because you're going to come in and act like you the best thing in the world. I get it. I have it happen so many times. And I give them a time frame. I say, yeah, see, I'm meeting a representative. Then later, it's like, you're a God-centered man. You this, you that. And about a couple of months later, I ain't shoot. I'm telling you, I'm used to it. And I'm like, oh, I was waiting for that one. And I'll tell my clients that. I was waiting for that person to show up. Because now I know what I'm dealing with. You think you're coming in fooling me. That's the same thing with a relationship. Somebody coming, you get with somebody, you got to give them time. It could be 2 months, 3 months, might be a month, might be a week. But you're going to get that beautiful person. Because 9 times out of 10, if we going on a date, we going out, you definitely got to be beautiful. Because that's what I'm attracted to. I know what I like, how I like it. So I'm just saying, I want to know, as we talking, like, what's your likes, what's your dislikes, so I'll know what not to do and what to do. That's all. Why would I take you? Because I like seafood. And if you're the type of person that say, well, I'm allergic to seafood, then I'm going to have to find somewhere where we can go. And it's not strictly a seafood place. You get me? Because I want to take you somewhere nice. I ain't got a problem with that. And 9 times out of 10, being in Baltimore City, I'm going to take you somewhere like near Columbia or somewhere, or Ellicott City, where I know a lot of nice restaurants and places and stuff. Parks where we can walk and talk. I don't never hear y'all talk like this on TikTok. But it starts with y'all conversation over the phone. Y'all just skipped all that. I'm talking about our men. And then I was sitting up here listening to some females talking about they don't like flowers. I'm like, what? Because they die in a couple of days. Well, you must didn't put them in water. If I bring you a set of flowers, believe me, I'm going to bring a vase with it. If I know you don't have one, I'm going to get a vase to put it in. That's how I know a lot of y'all aren't dating guys that know how to date. As far as don't mind romancing you, courting you. I be tripping out on y'all. Like, what the freak is going on with these people today? My daughter, my 24-year-old daughter, she likes traveling. So her and her boyfriend, I think her and her mother went to Las Vegas, but her and her boyfriend went somewhere like that, either Las Vegas, Los Angeles, one of them losses, right? And they went for his birthday. That's what they do. They go to movies. They go to dinners. She get ready to sign back up. She working in a law firm, right? But she working, she get ready to sign back up to get her, to become a lawyer. She already got a bachelor's of art degree. So she said, Dad, I'm going to take 2025 off. I said, no problem. So now the goal is to go back to the University of Maryland, you know, to work on her law degree or license, whatever. You know what I mean? Somewhere along that line. That's what she want to be. She already in the field. Most people she dealing with now are like lawyers or paralegals. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of my daughters. I'm proud of my son. I'm proud of all my daughters. I'm proud of my nieces that I raised. My nephew. And then my nephews, I'm proud of them. When I look at them today, you know, they grown, they got their own kids, they doing what they do. They not caught up like we used to be. I share this stuff like this for words of encouragement for people that might want to hear it. And if you got families that's struggling and doing bad for themselves, is to let you know that it's programs out here, it's people out here. Like in Baltimore City with the housing program. If you don't want your daughter in your house, then you don't want your grandbabies in your house, they'll reach out for me for the help. Then when somebody come in my program and they got a 2-month-old or month-old or 6-month-old or just children, and you mad at the mother, you don't want the grandbaby in the house. This is the stuff I see. And a lot of them don't have money to pay for a regular rent, like $1,200 or $1,000 or $1,500 a month. So how in the heck I'm going to rob and steal and take from somebody that the goal is to help them prosper? So how people get that mixed up? Baltimore, how do you get it mixed up? If you got a veteran that's out on the street, right, he's homeless. Some kind of way the VA is not helping take care of him. He's on the streets or her. They on the streets in a tent or in a wheelchair, sleeping somewhere. Somebody called me and said, Steve, it's such and such and such and such, a veteran. All right, no problem. Then the goal is to help them put their life back in order. Help them get back on their feet. Then most of our senior citizens, right, or veterans, I can get them into like a senior citizen building. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna need Medicare, you know, like a home nurse or something. So the goal is to help them get this stuff provided for them. That's what I do. If you come in my life, that's what I do. That's what I had to create a team for. That's why I had to get other partners that had programs, you know, businesses wise, that, hey, I can call and say, look, I got a Mr. or Mrs., you know, Mr. and Mrs. John or John, you know, just an individual family. But I can call and say, look, they're looking for a 3-bedroom apartment or a house. Can you work with them? And please, you know, once you do the background check, try not to discriminate against them by using their background to want to charge them that double security. This is how I had to talk with property managers. Apartment, apartment, rental, property, private landlords, but real estate investors, their whole thing is they want their money. And not just their money, they want to make sure that the individual will take care of their place. So in my housing program, we're going to teach you how to keep your stuff clean. I got a guy that's supposed to be coming where they teach you how to cut your grass. The goal is we're going to prepare you for when you leave the program to get into your permanent house or apartment, that you can maintain it and will pay your rent every month on time. And prayerfully, it won't happen again. This is what the program is all about. This is what strengthening the community is all about. If you caught up with smugs and all that stuff and you need to go into a recovery program, we're going to get you in there. If you say, Mr. Steve, you know, I finished school, I want to be a truck driver, but I got a felony, blah, blah, blah. We can get you a job. I'm gonna close this out.